What's going on, everybody, and welcome on into the Put It in the Book show. I'm looking at Rodriguez's face. It feels like he's hearing me. Everything's all set.
I am hearing you.
And now I know for sure. He scrunched up his face. What's going on, everybody? I am Steve, along with my boys and Joe. So let's get around the room here. No, not yet. It's wait your turn, man. Laris, what's going on, my friend? How's it going? How's it hanging?
Looking, brothers? How you guys doing?
There he is.
I mean, we are right now spring training rock stars. We are winning.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
Wait till we lose again, and I'll tell you about that.
Daniel, let us know.
Yes, we know.
All right. Rodriguez, what you got going on down there? How's everything hanging for you?
Everything's hanging to the left. As long as Keith doesn't jump off the ledge, when we lose that next game, we'll be all right. So let's go Mets. Now.
Are you confident in that?
Now, dude, I'm being very. There it is. See?
He's so impatient today. Okay, go ahead.
Something. What?
The Mets are winning the March World Series.
There it is.
There it is.
Joe, you are my hero.
Oh, write that down. Put a bet on it, Las Vegas. What's going on?
We are grapefruit champions. We have balls.
The grapefruit champions.
Grapefruits.
Actually, speaking
of the world.
Speaking of bets,
all right.
Bet.
Yeah,
the Mets are 40-1 to win the World Series.
Let's do it. I'm in.
I already threw some on it. We should all chip in $20 each and throw in $80 on it.
No, 25, even 100.
There you go.
Yeah, come on, Joe. Come
$4
on.
grand.
Don't skimp on the other five.
$4 grand.
Are there odds on them losing the World Series? Making it.
What is that, dude? What is that? Jesus Christ. Right away.
All right. Stop it.
All right. Stop. Jesus.
Wow. My money would have been on Rodriguez getting kicked out first before Keith.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
He's on deck. Don't worry.
He knows my true heart. He knows my true heart.
All right. So this is spring training episode number 2 for us. We'll talk about the Mets starters. Rodriguez thinks they're at least looking competent early on. We'll talk about, we talked about David Wright being there last week. The straw man there this week, making the rounds down there. Sign Pete already. We have some ideas behind this. I think we all agree on what was Rodriguez's idea in our chat. So we'll get to the Pete thing, of course, again, because this is an ongoing saga. We want to sign him long term before he goes to Toronto. And then we'll talk a little bit about
Jesus Christ, Toronto.
I glanced at Laris's I don't know.
Don't.
There's been some amazing trades between us. We'll talk about it later, but I'm just saying.
And then we'll go through SNY projected what the Mets opening day roster is going to look like, and we'll get into that and see what's going on. Plus, another injury. Producer Joe, get us started, baby.
Put up the box.
All right, welcome on back in. We got Rodriguez, Mole fan. Look at that.
What's going on? What?
I see somebody, maybe you, maybe somebody else, put Mole fan underneath your name.
Mole fan,
like mole, like.
Oh, mole.
By the way, I realize that I have a large mole on my face.
I love that anyway. I just love that.
Already 5 minutes in, we already got Beltran on the show. All right, so
wait. Now that you're gonna say that, I mean, I'm
You
well
wanna
known for hating him.
you wanna do it? Okay.
I'm just gonna say it
right.
because you brought it up.
Rip
I'm
the
well known
Band-Aid.
for hating him, and I've hated him ever since he left the Mets and became a skanky and and became a cheater and all that stuff. And he's Puerto Rican, plays center field. My favorite. A lot of reasons for me to hate him for the things that he did. Now I saw an interview with him and some other ball players, and he was talking about the Mets organization when he was here and about him trying to get on the field and play again, and the organization just being a little bit hard-headed about it, and they kind of screwed him. We all know this. So I just saw him talking about it, and you know what? I understand why he left. I probably would have left too. So once I got that in my head, I'm sort of forgiving him for that. He's still a cheater with the Skankies and the Astros, and he's Puerto Rican, which makes it worse. But as a Mets fan, it's okay. You got my blessing to leave, Beltran. I'm
He was
done.
the best center fielder in Mets history. I mean,
He was. He was. That's why I could respect him for leaving, because he did it on his own. He got himself back out there on the field basically on his own because the Mets screwed him. So
Mets,
I respect
Mets
that.
management from top to bottom in those days up until Cohen took over.
Thank goodness, Keith.
Yeah.
You're right. Thank God they're gone.
I mean, so many horror stories come out. So yeah,
So many. So the organization was a joke, and now it's getting back on top again, and we're getting some respect, and we're going to build a team. So take it away for Raj.
All right. Well, I want to hear just a second from producer Joe on whether or not he is also going to be forgiving Juan Carlos Beltran.
No.
I knew that one would be short to the point.
No. Sorry, man. He's a
Don't see it
cheater.
happening.
He's off the books forever. He's a cheater. Sorry.
He's a cheater. Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
He's a cheater. Period. I don't want him on our team. I don't want to be associated with him.
I really don't want him around the team, to be honest, because to me, that's always going to be some kind of some kind of feeling of him maybe instructing somebody to cheat or something. I just don't trust him anymore. He did it to organizations. Proven. People know he did it.
for me, I really don't give a crap. I mean, honestly, if he's going to get out there and he's going to teach our kids to play better, and if he's going to install knowledge into them from his experience and his talent, and he makes us a better team, then listen, let's go for it. He needs a short leash to make sure he's not in a position where he can put us in where he did with the Astros. But look at the Astros; they're still thriving. So screw them. But I'm all for it if he's going to make us better. I really don't care what people think.
Gonna take him to cheat.
What?
Faraj got so upset. So he, you know what? He's like, I can't believe we're already.
By the way, I realize that I have a large mole on my face.
Oh man, the mole. That always makes me laugh. So I guess we got to run the show without Parachi. Parachi.
Yeah, because he has
bring him back.
He has some V issues right now. That's what his problem is.
Is he upset? What is he upset about? No, he can't be upset about anything.
No, his
internet is out.
Yeah, his internet's probably out.
Okay, well, he didn't tell me what we were talking about, so I guess we can just start talking about stuff on the Mets.
Wait. He's coming back.
Is he coming back? Is he coming back? Come on, Parachi, make it back.
He's trying. He's swimming upstream. He's trying.
Oh my God, he can't swim.
Honestly, I'm going to add to the Beltran thing, which is going to make you guys even more pissed off because I'm the Yankees.
Joe,
the Yankees, when they were winning, they didn't care what people thought about what their moves were because it was helping them win. I don't know if Beltran's going to help us win, but if the powers that be and Mets management think that he can add that much to us, then we should go for it. Not really care what people think. As long as we're winning.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care.
Everybody.
He's a cheater. That's all. As long as he knows what he is. I don't care. Let him come and teach him.
Because we don't want to cheat. Right?
I have him mic'd up. mic his ass up every time we go to the stadium. I say, hey, we're micing you up just to see what you're talking about with the coaches and stuff. And I'll be like, oh, I'm mic'd up. I can't talk.
Yeah.
If you want to teach him to cheat, then.
One of the points you made in our chat earlier while we're waiting for Farachi was the staff. And I'm assuming you were specifically speaking to like the coaching staff and how wonderful they've been doing. I mean, with this team, and how our new manager has really seems to be really taking to the team and them to him as well. Right? What do you think?
Well, it looks like he's fitting in. You're right. It looks like he's fitting in with the players. He's out there on the field bantering, talking, running around, being a manager. You know, he's doing his job. You know, and Stearns has done his job, and he's gotten him a lot of pitchers to start. When I was talking about the staff, you know, I'm glad you brought this point up, though. Farachi, we just started. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, we just started talking about the staff, the pitching staff. I met the pitching staff. Keith actually brought up a good point of the coaching staff also being really good out there. You know, like these guys are playing really good defense. They seem to be priding the team. You know, prodding them to become a defensive team first, and then live off of that with the shortstop Iglesias and these young guys, and they're playing pretty good defense. But I was specifically only talking about the pitching staff, and that's a very good point you brought up, Keith. The coach, the manager, running around doing his thing. What do you
I
think,
disagree with
Farachi?
Keith. I think that's the worst take ever. That's stupid. Why does coaching have? What does coaching have to do with anything?
Why are you so upset? What happened? Did I miss something? I must have missed like about 10 seconds or 20 seconds of insults or something, because all of a sudden you were gone and Keith was happy and no one was saying anything. I must have missed it. Did you guys fight? Did I go into a limbo?
No,
not.
What?
He's mad. No, not yet. We haven't gotten into a fight in such a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to fight?
I've been greasing it up.
No, I don't want
Let
to.
it-
I
let
never
it-
want to fight.
Let it come
You
from
said
within.
I slimmed down. You could probably just cut me through a wall right now. He takes me by.
No,
Just
I was just saying that
just like this.
the Mets coaching staff has been setting a really good. I mean, it's only 5 games or 6 games, whatever, into the preseason, but they've been setting a really good tone in camp. The players seem a lot looser, and this is not a knock on Buck. I love Buck, but it's true. They seem a lot more loose, like they're there to have some fun. And I think Carlos Mendoza might have a little bit to do with that.
The Mendoza effect.
Joe, kick him out.
Am I jacked up again?
Yes.
It's your
What
mood.
are we doing, Comcast?
Your mood is jacked up, dude. What's going
Look at
on?
that. He's got like a little line for a mouth. Oh, it's gone now.
All right, I'm leaving. I'm gonna set some shit going, and then I'll come back.
That's a
You got to
penis
walk
mouth.
physically out of the room too, not just out of this room. He's not listening.
he's really he gets really upset about these type of things. That's when he nerds out. It's gonna be great when he comes back. Okay, so go ahead. Let's talk about the pitching staff, the pitching that the Mets have received from these guys. They're keeping the runs down. They're doing pretty well, I think. I mean, it's looking positive at the moment. That's all.
And there's a bunch of gritty.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say there are a bunch of gritty pitchers. They're not. They all have some experience. They all have the ability to do really well. And if things come together, kind of like it did in 2015, right? If everything comes together, we can have a really successful year with this pitching staff. I mean, you just never know.
They're only pitching 2 innings at a clip anyway, the starters.
Right.
Hopefully, if they can do 5 innings of 2 runs, 5 innings, 2 runs.
I gotta tell you what, Rodriguez, it's still kind of pissing me off a little bit that 5 innings is acceptable. It's just I'm not used to that, but I
hate it. I hate it more than any of you guys. Trust me.
Yeah.
Your goal should be to pitch 9 innings. You should dominate the other team. It's you against them. That's the competitor in you. You should want to compete and you should want to fit and do your job. And as a starter, your job is to pitch a complete game every time out. That's your job. hold teams down, yeah, that's part of your job. But your job is to go out there for 9 innings. And if you get shelled, they take you out. Fine, but you should try 9 innings. These guys just want to do 5 and they jump out. They're like, oh, I've done a great job. I've done my part for the team. Nah,
Right.
man.
It's really not, because it puts stress on the bullpen, and the bullpen is always iffy. You can't get the same guy coming out 4 days a week pitching an inning and expect him to always be good. So he's going to give up leads. It's tough, right? Because when these starting pitchers are in here, they establish themselves. They should be able to, every time they see a batter for a second, third time, adjust what their pitches are and adjust to that actual batter and what they fall for, and just not look like a routine. And that's what happens. Third time through the lineup, it's routine. All the batters know what to expect.
They blow themselves out, okay, on every pitch. Every pitch doesn't have to be thrown at 100% effort. You don't. If you're a starting pitcher, you run your first 2-3 innings, you're running at 80%. You know,
Yep.
you're a little bit hyped up, but you're at 80%. And then once you settle in, like 3rd inning through the 7th inning, that's when you crank it up to 100%. And then you try to finish out the other 2 innings on what's left over. But you know, your goal is to give the team 7 quality innings every single time, and to pitch the next 2 to get the win. That's how pitchers should pitch, and you wouldn't have all these injuries. But they're not taught that now. They're 100% maximum in every pitch. Of course, you're only going to last 5 innings, bro. You're killing your body.
I've noticed even it coming below 5 innings in some cases, like 4 2/3, 4 1/3. It's
Openers. They have openers now. Guys that come in and pitch 2 innings to start
Yeah.
the game, and then the starter comes in. and
part of the
pitches
plan,
one.
right? Is
No,
having that
I mean,
middle pitcher.
There's nothing wrong with that, because there's a lot of thought into that, and I appreciate that. However, you know, then you should do it all year, because when you're a pitcher, you need consistency. You need to know what your role is. I don't care what anybody says. You're a pitcher. You're a pitcher. No, if you know that you have to give your team 2, 3, 4, 5 innings every single time, you're not going to pitch the same as if you're only coming in for that 1 inning. You know, Diaz comes in for that 1 inning at 100%, man, every single time. So that's why he's so successful. He's throwing 100 miles an hour at 100% every single time. He does it 2 or 3 days in a row. He sits for 2 or 3 days. It's amazing. It's a great job if you can do it, but not everybody can come in and do that. And he's a good pitcher for that. However, when you're a starting pitcher, you can't rely on that. You have to save yourself a little bit. The whole game, like I said before, 80% first 3 innings, and then 100% up until the 7th or the 8th, and then you wind down and try to win the game. That's what a starting pitcher should be in the majors. That's a job. You know, nowadays they can't do it. So,
we may get Farad. Oh,
what happened to Keith?
What the hell's going on here today?
Dude, I don't know who's producing this show, but I'm okay. I haven't gotten killed off yet.
I don't know how long I'm gonna be here because Comcast. So how's the show going?
We've been talking about the same topic, hoping you would come on so you could fill in, but I guess we can move on unless you got something to say about the starting pitching.
Well, no, I wanted to wrap that.
No.
Again. Come on.
That's a good picture though. Keep talking.
Oh, you can still hear me though. All right.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Well, I was gonna say one of the guys that was a candidate to fill in at least for Senga in the meantime went down today. Max Kranick. He pulled a hammy. He's gonna be out. And so
he did. Oh man,
he did. So, Keith, here's a very valid question. Do you think that I'm talking about Senga because I'm breaking up, or
did I think? No, you said Kranick.
Okay.
Yeah,
but I know that I'm breaking up again, and I thought maybe somebody missed that.
Oh no, because I was reading that he cracking the starting 5. My virtual background went away, so excuse the.
No,
background.
That looks
But yeah, I
looks like a
agree with
giant
you.
pencil in the corner.
Huh?
It looks like a giant pencil in the corner.
You know what that is? Because I have 10-foot ceilings. It's a light bulb changer.
Yeah.
I just didn't put it back in the garage. But
You don't need
yeah,
to have enough for light bulbs.
huh?
Huh?
I was trying to turn on your light bulb because
Don't do that to him. You let him focus, Karachi.
What was I saying again? Yeah, no, they said that Kranik was going Kranik, the Kraken, had a good chance of cracking the top 5 in the lineup, and now he's out. I mean,
Yep,
he did.
It's a grade 2. I don't know how long that's a thing for. Hey, Cornate, man, look at this chat.
I think they said
alive.
a month.
Who for Kranik?
Look at that. Good job, Cornet, with the stats.
Yup.
I love that guy.
Okay,
That guy.
McGill. But was
Nice game.
Quintana went yesterday? Oh, yeah.
Happy July.
By All-Star break. Everything's All-Star break. Remember, that's one of our things.
It always happens.
All right. So yeah, you guys went over the staff. I want to, and this is going to be a frequent topic of ours, I'm sure, until it gets saga scenario. I don't want to call it saga because he's not being dramatic about it. So we can all agree. Rodriguez came up with this, and kind of we've been sprinkling this around for the last couple of years. To of them. Sign Pete long term. That's number one, right? And then there's got to be a co-captain situation here between Pete and Lindor. This team anchored by those two guys, right? That's the anchor of the lineup. And between the two of them, with the way that Pete gets all fired up and Lindor, goes and knows just the right moment to go over to the pitcher and say, "Hey, buckle down, bro." And playing elite defense. Lindor, Pete playing 10 times better defense than we ever thought imagined that he could have. Right?
I would say he's pretty good right now.
Right. So Rodriguez, obviously this was your idea, so I'm not going to ask you if you agree with it.
I agree.
Laris is going to agree also. But where's your confidence level at, Keith, with Pete eventually resigning? We should do a chart throughout the season. Producer Joe, put something like that together. Our highs and lows. We lose four in a row. Pete's gone. 20% chance he resigns.
I mean, I think we're gonna make another like Thor Darno type of trade to Toronto. And, what there was one
Toronto's everyone on their team.
Wait. Well, hold on, Keith. You mentioned that, but you remember how we were like, man, we just stole from Toronto in that trade with Dickey, with Syndergaard and Darno.
In hindsight, we still did, right? Because we got the Cy Young for him, but Dickey was never. I mean, he was good for a couple of years, but he was not that same type of pitcher. And what we got from Thor, well, not Darnold.
Dickey was a really good pitcher.
If Darnold was a Viking, his name would be Darnold the Fragile. But
and now he talks shit. So that
I know he hates us when he was the one that couldn't stay on the field, but it was the Mets.
He got paid to be in a freaking hospital and wear Band-Aids. Anyway,
how many years can you put up with that, dude?
One thing. One thing Cohen had said was that if Pete performs well, I hope that we have some good competition for him to make some good money or something to that effect in the offseason. In other words, no matter what happens, he's going to go into free agency before the Mets sign him. It's kind of what I felt Cano. Wow.
Whoa.
Cohen was hinting at. I don't necessarily agree with that. I understand that Pete had a 220 batting average last year, but I find that as an opportunity to try to get some money out of him. So just to wrap this up, I think he may have had a conversation with Boris. Boris still may be asking for something too high based off his 220 average last year. They don't want to pay it, and they're going to let the year ride out. I do think we have a really strong chance, better than anybody, to re-sign him. but there is a possible chance of or risk of loss. I just
Hey,
don't
hey,
want
hey,
him to
hey,
go
hey,
to
hey.
the Phillies or to the Braves because that would be disastrous.
It's like
If he
trading. It's
was
like
a
trading
free
David
agent
Wright.
and went to those places willfully, dead to me. Dead.
Dead.
I
Just
would
leave.
I would
That's
and
it. You're
dead.
done.
I would have to break
But
my
wait.
own heart and kill him off.
Done.
But you know,
Add the Yankees to that list. Oh, ho, ho, ho.
he's also at a weird age,
Who's
right?
who's the dumbass? Did you guys see the swap that the Mets would sign Soto and the Yankees would sign Alonso? It was vomited in my mouth. Did you guys see that?
That's ridiculous.
No.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. There's no reason to. There's two totally
Yeah,
different players,
'cause we're gonna
totally
sign
different
both.
positions. We can sign both. Why not? Why not bring Soto in? What, you think I'm in love with DH? What's his name? What's his DJ Chubby?
Come on.
DJ Chubby can sit on the bench for all I care and never see an inning.
You would
Bring
take
Soto in.
Soto
I
over
would-
DJ Stewart?
I would take him. I would take him over 5 DJ Stewarts.
Not even a question, really.
It's not even a question, right, Keith?
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, I think there's always a risk when you let somebody of his caliber kind of fly into free agency. He's also at a weird age, right? He's at like 30. Is he looking for 10, 12 years? Because that ain't going to happen. If he's looking for a good 7-year solid contract.
He's 30 already.
Who, Soto?
No.
Oh, Pete?
Yeah. Pete, yeah. It's because, right. Is he looking for 10 years? Because we don't want Alonso hanging
Pete's
around
30?
40 years old, do we?
That's what Keith just said.
How old is Pete?
I think
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
think he's
Ask
30.
Cornet, Statman.
Yeah.
Cornet knows. Or producer
Is he
Joe.
no, he's not 30.
He's got to be 28.
How long has he been in the
maybe.
league?
29
No,
No,
at
years
free
old.
agency, he's going to be close to 30.
29? 29?
Yeah, so when he's a
29.
free agent, he's going to be 30.
That's so far away, Keith. You're so far off. Don't
Yeah,
say things.
exactly.
anymore
Actually,
on
I'm
this
right
show.
on point because he's going to be 30 during free agency because his birthday is December 7th. So right after the season's over, he's 30. So do you want to sign a 30-year-old Pete Alonso to a 10-year contract? And is that what he's looking for? I mean, there's so many
Sure.
factors and questions.
Yes.
100%.
And you know why? Because he becomes a DH at some point.
And you
Yeah,
structure the
I mean,
contract.
I would, and just the fact of his talent being on the team for all those years, and then when he's older, his experience being out there. So I mean, there's a lot of positives to it. So I'm not against it, but I'm just saying from a Mets perspective, is that's what they're going to be thinking. Do I want to sign a 30-year-old to 10 years?
As long as he doesn't do the David Wright thing to us, he's signing for 10 years, and then you don't know when it's time
Or
to
there's that
go.
Carlos
Wow.
Stanton thing where it's like incrementally increasing all the way
You
until
can't,
he's
yeah,
a grandfather.
exactly.
He hates traders, hates loyalty. I don't know how do we make
loyalty?
Rodriguez happy? You.
It's not loyalty. In loyalty, he should have sat down and said, "You know what, Justin Turner, you could have third base." We would have had Justin Turner for the last 10 years instead of David Wright's achy back. And when he comes in,
you would have rather.
He almost. It looks like he's off the roids, doesn't it? I think he's a little bit off the roids, David.
Oh
Wright.
my God!
You're looking at a little thing.
Producer
I
Joe,
like
this is blasphemy.
No,
it's got to
what?
be.
I
2
love
minutes.
David Wright.
Penalty box.
Love David Wright. I love him. I'm just saying. It happened.
Would you have rather him gone and sign with the Marlins? Remember those rumors? He was gonna go to the Marlins?
Dude. I'm just trying to get you upset.
The worst thing is when they go into our division rivals, like Reyes to the Marlins,
I haven't seen my ex-wife.
like that other pitcher, Wheeler, what's his face, to the Phillies.
That's tough.
That's a good point, George.
These are like the worst case scenarios. I
That's a
mean,
good point.
like I always say, go to Texas, which was always a joke, but now it's not, right? Or
It's
go to
Stanford
Seattle.
Trader.
Right. Or go to Seattle, but in our own division against the rival, I mean, like Darno to the Braves, Murphy to the Nationals, that was all a stab in the heart.
How is Murphy in our booth talking about our players after everything he has said and the way he just left?
I'll never
Murphy,
forget him
what's
getting,
the
like,
big deal?
really aggressive and angry towards the players on the field when he was on the Nationals, and I find that really hard to forgive. I will always love his performance in the playoffs in 2015,
Of course.
and I will always
You have
remember
to
that and
respect
cherish
it.
that. But
Great
after
great
his
time.
tenure with the
Remember that
Mets,
ball that
it
got
was
under
good.
his glove, and where you remember that ball that
There
got
we
under his
go.
glove in the World Series?
Well, he wasn't known for defense.
Yeah,
So you
definitely
Yeah,
not
I
known
also
for
remember
defense.
Yellow Canary Boy playing soccer with the baseball in left field. But
There he was
you
with the
know,
Warthogs.
Oh, good God.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, why does it have to turn bad? Why do we go back on memories and we just turn them into bad memories instead of
I
like
was talking
we had,
good memories.
It's all
was
crazy
great.
shit that goes
Bad
on with us.
memories.
and then
It's
all of
all
a sudden
crazy
it
shit.
goes downhill.
I
real
was talking
fast.
about his home run
Wow.
streak
Met
against the
fans.
Cubs and the Dodgers and how well he was playing. It
I
was
think
Ferrari.
Karachi started it. I think it was
Yeah.
Karachi started
Yeah,
talking
sure.
about the Mets going downhill.
So I felt
Yeah.
to defend myself, I needed
Bad
to
guy.
insult Cespedes.
That's no, I enjoy that insult.
You know what? Mets Perez was really good for a minute, man. It was a lot of fun having him on the team for a second until he went kablooey and started eating pigs or having
Kablooey is right.
intercourse. I don't know what happened with him and the pigs, but he cost us a season. Most definitely.
That's terrible. Let's not discuss him anymore. All right. Did you guys touch on the defense while I was out?
For a second, we did. We did
Yeah,
talk
okay.
about defense getting better. Talked about Jose Iglesias playing shortstop. Very good defender. And if you team him up with Francisco Lindor, you would definitely have maybe the best defensive duo in the league because they're both really good. But can he hit enough to do that? Who knows? I think positions are open right now. I would definitely take the best player with me north. Whoever's the hottest at the end of spring training goes up north. That might hurt Vientos and Batty, but it is what it is.
Right. Exactly right. So and then Lindor, working with these kids in the off season, and trying to drive that defense home. That's another reason why Lindor should be at least a co-captain.
Absolutely.
Well,
So if Batty doesn't perform well with the glove, would you rather him stay on the bench, or would you rather him play back in AAA? Because I think he has some options left. All right. Would you rather?
I'd send Batty down. I would send Batty down.
He's young enough, right? I mean,
He's still young enough, and it could happen for him. He's on the cusp. It's just about. I mean, he really didn't bat that much. He didn't have that much, that many innings or that many at bats. So even with what he had, let's say he played half a season or less than half a season. If you make him play a full season with the stats he had, he hits about 20 home runs. Maybe bats 230 if he goes up a little bit, drives in 60 runs, 70 runs. That's not bad for a second-year player at third base. You got to think
that's
about
what
that.
everybody's got to remember.
It's not. He doesn't have to come in and be a 30 home run guy. He could come in and do 20, 22 home runs, which he can certainly do. Play good defense, which he can. And bat for a high average, which is what he's kind of known for. He's a good hitter, so he has a lot of potential. It's his second year. So, I mean, same thing for Vientos. And Alvarez could just explode if he gets a chance. He could hit 35 home runs easy, that kid. If they show him how to play.
In batches.
Dude, he's
remember last year that stretch?
He's a strong kid, and he wields a big bat. So when he gets it, it goes out. So, if they let him rest, he can probably hit 30. Be nice. That'd be
I'm going to be
crazy.
curious to see what happens with the on-field decisions this year, especially with all the rumblings last year of Buck not having full control and other people saying he did and he didn't want to play the kids. So now with the new on-field management and GM, very curious to see how that plays out this year.
I don't think he had control, Keith, because he didn't want to play Vogelfat. He wanted to play other guys, but he was instructed to play him no matter what. So I think Buck, how are you going to tell Buck who not to play? You got to let the guy play what he thinks, I mean,
he didn't get a good deal.
All that experience, so
he got a raw deal.
It's a shame. That's, you got to think about why they have Mendoza, right? He's a rookie manager who's probably going to talk with the front office a lot, and they're going to have a lot of influence over him. So a lot of the decisions will probably be, or mostly be front office decisions until Mendoza, really becomes entrenched as the Mets manager.
I hope the
And then-
decisions are a lot better than playing Vogelbach every day at DH, because that was disastrous. I mean, it was so obvious and ridiculous at a certain point. It
was.
yeah.
I mean,
And
anybody
then
would have been a
and then
better
he'd get a
option.
hit. He would get a hit, and his time would reset. Oh, all right. Well,
Mm.
he got one hit, so now he'll be back. We'll go back.
He
He
walked
walked
at first. He got a walk. Oh, he's on. He's on again. His eyes
He
on
walks
again.
all the time. But what does it matter? He walks. He can't run the second. There's a ground out. It's a definitely double play.
No. I think most of the major leaguers could run backwards as fast as he was chugging around frontwards. Guarantee
Remember that
it.
time we tried to stretch into the double?
Oh my God.
Hey,
All right,
Rocky,
stop.
If
We'll
they
go back.
retire your father's number, Hojo, do you think what number do you think Pete will wear?
I think that Hojo will allow Pete to be grandfathered
I
in.
love your answer.
Yeah. I like it a lot. Beatty needs to stop hitting it on the. Yeah, he was pounding the ground a lot last year. And here we got stats. Rodriguez 50.4 ground ball rate, and the average in MLB was 44%. So
Could have been that. Tell everybody
Slow
hit the uppercut. Uppercut it. Hit it into the air. No.
Play golf more.
Just hit straight line drive, dude. Straight line drive.
Do you think that's pitch selection, Rodriguez? That he's not really looking at the right pitches, and he's getting more cutters and sinkers and things like that, and he's getting on top of the ball, or do you think that it's
I
his
think
swing?
I think he's not prepared to face a major league pitcher. He should really understand what the pitcher has and what a pitcher would throw to him. Not what I'm going to hit off the pitcher. It's not. It can't always be that, because sometimes a pitcher will be so good that you don't know what he's going to throw. So you should have a plan in your head how you're going to face the pitcher, how you think the pitcher's going to pitch you, how the pitcher has pitched lefty hitters that are about your size and with your type of swing. You should research all that before you face the pitcher and have a plan when you get up to the plate, and not try to just guess that, I'll just hit a fastball when he throws a fastball. No, you should know where he throws the fastball to guys like you. So you should look for it and expect it. Tony Gwynn was talented, but he got talented because he studied and he figured things out. He was smart. He knew what the pitcher was going to throw to him before the pitcher even knew what he was going to throw, because he did his research. That's how you become a major leaguer. Sometimes augment your talent by using your brain. And I think if he does that this year, he'll be okay.
Some of the chat stuff is funny.
yeah, well, let's do some Terzio stuff. Like the first game of the year, Keith Hernandez took the day off. The kid, you're talking Kranick hamstring issue. Yes, Terzio. Marte needs to step up and play. Let's see how it goes after today.
He tore up the Dominican League.
He did. He from start to finish. Otani told my ex-wife he's going to give it deferred money, or he may backload it.
That was good. So, Joe,
Well
give him a clap, man.
That's spring training. Well done. Don't use too much of the good stuff in spring training.
Oh, here we go.
All right. So SNY, they have an article out projecting what players will be heading north with the Mets come once we break camp. Look at the Cornet. Cornet is producer 1B to Joe. He got 57.2% bet.
I knew it was gonna happen.
Oh man.
Difficulty. Sorry.
Honest mistake.
So some solid numbers: 833 OPS expected versus the fastball, excellent. But the breaking ball stuff, surprise, the rookie is having trouble with breaking balls. All right, he's got this.
I mean, you gotta let the kid play. He's talented. He's just got to play, and he'll figure it out because he's done it all his life. That's how he got pretty much here. So give him a chance.
That exactly.
There's no,
All right.
no David Wright's not in front of him now. He can actually play third base the whole year.
All right, let's go through this roster really quickly here. Catcher, they have Alvarez and Narvaez, which Narvaez came out over the offseason and said he would not. I don't remember how strongly he said this, but he would not mind being traded because he signed the deal to be a starting first baseman, catcher, and he lost it. Actually, he lost it because he got hurt. It would be
go hit
hilarious.
220 someplace else with 3 home runs. Go do that. Go do that. There's plenty of teams. Ask McCann what team.
He was a big Nito fan, apparently.
Major leagues, we know what he does to Lindor. Can happen.
Listen, no, you know what? That stopped already. Lindor got himself a wash. He got himself a bath, one of those Santeria baths, and he cleans himself off the devil juice of Nito. So Nito now doesn't suck him dry like a succubus.
All right. So at first base, obviously Pete. They have McNeil at second base, Lindor at shortstop. They have Beatty and Joey Wendell.
Wait, I thought McNeil was going to left.
Acuna should be at second.
Oh, no. Nimmo's going to left. Sorry.
Listen, guys, Acuna is going to be in AAA.
Stop talking bad about Acuna.
I like Acuna. Terzier said McNeil added muscle. Yeah, we don't like it. We didn't much appreciate that.
Here we go. 267.
Didn't he have even
with
before he pulled up the oblique thing a few years ago?
Supposedly.
Jesus.
All of them have oblique issues. I wonder why.
Well, he did. Well, Keith Hernandez says he never had an oblique problem because he never did a sit up in his life.
There you go. You don't need to do a sit up to play first.
That
base.
is the key.
You don't need to do a sit up to play second either. I mean, come on.
Oh man. Outfielders, they got Nimmo, Marte, Bader, and then Tyrone Taylor and DJ Stewart, favorite of the show. In the outfield, they have Vientos, DJ Chubsy. You're in the mix. You got Vientos at DH, and then starting pitchers. Again, this is breaking camp, not injured. They have Severino, Minaya, Quintana, Adrian Hauser, Tyler McGill. Not exactly a fearsome vibesome, but
all they have to do is give you innings,
solid,
and keep you in the game. Just keep us in the game, losers, so we can hit. I mean, guys.
Christopher Mooney. I feel like that's a new name. Welcome into the show. Aside from Acuna, who else do we think will be in AAA and AA? Well.
Go ahead.
Hopefully not anybody like Vientos or these guys, because we want them up here playing. I want to go through the relief pitchers here. Just
before we go there,
you'll like some, not like some. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to ask, like, your opinion. What do you guys think? How many games Vientos is going to play this year if he's in the majors? I mean, because it's
who?
I don't know. Vientos.
I didn't. Oh. 162.
What do you think he's going to play? 162 DH and third base.
DH.
If
he plays 20 games at third, it'll be a lot.
So you think Beatty's going to get a shot? Patty Beatty.
He could also spell him a few games at first. He did that a few games last year.
You can do that. You can definitely play first. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm curious to see how it's going to turn out. But yeah. These
guys have to play if you're touting them for so many years, saying how good we have of a farm system and we have these guys coming up. You got to bring these guys up, because there's got to be guys leaving next year, and you're gonna have to bring Acuna. You're gonna have to bring Gilbert. You're gonna the guy, the Jet guy. What's his name? I forget his name. But there's another guy. There's 3 guys right there that are on the cusp. The guy Alex Ramirez, the outfielder, is a pretty good player. There's a couple of pitchers that are in camp right now that are probably not going to make the team, but they're going to be in AAA. Mike Vassell, I think it is, and there's another guy, Vassell. Oh, is that who you're trying to think of?
That's who I was trying to think of.
Sounds like Chef Ramsay talking about Basil.
Isaac, I was gonna say Williams, and I was like, that's not right, so I'm not gonna say it. It is Williams.
That's Williams. There you go. That's why we have such great guys on this podcast, man. We have our own data staff down there telling us
That's right.
what we don't know.
Producer Joe doesn't even have to do what. Okay, Producer Joe, there he is.
See, there we go again.
Yeah.
You're gonna piss him
You
off
hurt his
again.
feelings.
Yes, I didn't hurt his feelings. What, Joe? What?
He just wanted to interrupt. Oh,
That's his mother. That's his mother, Joe.
yeah, like
Careful.
for real. That's uncalled for.
But it's true.
Where did Christopher Mooney? Okay, so Christopher Mooney confirmed new to the program. This is the first time he's come across us. Welcome in.
Welcome aboard, Chris.
Watching along with us. All right, relief pitchers. Now that probably gonna get fined for what Joe just said about the mom. Diaz, obviously, Brooks Raley, Adam Ottavino. Yeah, we should definitely discuss that. Adam Ottavino. Raley pitched a 3 ERA last year. We actually talked a little bit about this. We gushed a little bit about the bullpen last week.
Yeah.
Jake Diekman, Jorge Lopez, Drew Smith, Michael Tonklin.
He's not gonna make the team. He's not gonna make the team because I saw him pitch already, and he was just throwing straight meatballs down the middle to these minor leaguers, and they were hitting him. He's terrible. Please, somebody trade for Drew Smith.
Take downtown Smith, Mr. Meatball.
Mr.
Trade for him. Well, the other guy that's in the mix here, they're talking about the 175 mile an hour flamethrower, Fujinami.
He's gonna make the squad.
They're projecting that he will start in the minors because he has business, because he has minor league options. But I don't believe that this Mets team is about doing stuff like that. I know in the end it's a business, but it's a 1 year, $3 million contract. No. If he shows control and he's lefty,
dude,
I think the manager said they're expecting him to be at camp next week.
Mount Fujinami.
He should definitely. Oh, that's a good name. See, that's a good
Isaac.
one. That's a good one. Good job, Isaac. I like it. I like it. 102 lava coming at you. Let's do this. I like that guy. Anybody who throws 102, I like.
What do we think about Sean Reed Foley?
He should never see the mound at Citi Field again.
So I just read a little bit further, and it says that one potential to knock Fujinami out because he's out of options is Sean Reed Foley.
My God. Yeah, out of options. He should be out of options. He should never see the Mets dugout, okay? Sean Reed Foley. Get out of here. You got 3 names. Go at it. Go play in San Francisco. That's where you belong. Go back with J.D. Davis. Sean Reed Foley.
There's our J.D. Davis reference for this week. And then on the injured list, staying up, David Peterson, Ronnie Mauricio, obviously, for the year. And then they add Kranick to that list today. So obviously it's still early on in the spring, but we are very cautiously optimistic about getting through healthier each and every day, getting through the weeks and the pitchers to build up their stamina so that the bullpen doesn't get as taxed as it did last year, which is when we started that was that. So the key, and I know Rodriguez will definitely agree with me on this, is to get the starting pitchers ready to give you 6 innings, game 1.
You think we can get 6 innings from these pitchers? Woo!
so
Look,
sad
you're
that
four
it's so
and
sad
two-thirds,
that he's
baby.
right. It's so sad that he's right. It's
Listen,
so
I said
sad.
priority. I said the priority. I
Oh,
didn't say
Yeah,
it's gonna
sure.
come
The
to
priority is to
fruition.
get 9 innings from them, but hey, we're probably
Dude.
get 4.
Well,
Maybe
Dude.
2/3.
You kidding me? If we're lucky, we get
or
4 innings.
let me throw a 2/3 in there, Keith.
4. Good God.
Now
No.
pitching for the Mets, Jason Vargas, opening day starter.
Oh,
The number 2, Jason Vargas.
you can still bring back
I just- every
our
time
Dick.
I-
You can still bring back Dickey because he throws a knuckleball.
Yep.
He can still come back.
Every
probably
time
still
that
throw
name
it,
Jason
81,
Vargas
82
comes up,
now.
I think of that picture of him in the dugout.
That's it.
where he looked completely lost. I mentioned
Yes.
Louis Lopez Terzio. Louis
See if I can
Rojas.
find that picture.
And then take him out of the game manager. Louis Rojas. He who
Wow.
could. Yeah, he was the man. He was the guy who couldn't button his deal, right? That was
No,
him?
he put his hat down and he put his ears looking like a Martian. He looked like a moron, and he wanted to be the Mets manager.
But didn't he also like only button like the top 2-3 buttons?
Yeah. He couldn't even when he first.
That was
came
messy.
On, he put his,
That was
put
after
his
the
thing
Beltron
on.
thing. Super messy.
Come on, man. Come on. The Mets are not well known for their press conferences too. They're pretty bad. They're pretty schlocky. They bring these guys that look like trolls, to announce people. Who wants to see that? Have you seen the Mets guy who does
Wow.
the things? He looks like a monster. He's talking. How? Now we're talking about Beltran. And he comes up with his. He looks like a troll. It's horrible.
I mean, I know who should replace him.
We could do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
So any surprises on that list? I don't think so. From my point of view,
No.
I would like to see Fujinami up in the majors if he shows control in spring training. But outside of that,
I want him in the
looks-
majors if he doesn't show control. Because if you throw
Right.
102 with no control, no one's going to get in that batter's box and feel comfortable. They're all going to be shaken. All right. And what is he, like 6'9" or something like that? He's a pretty tall kid. So he throws hard, right?
is he that tall?
I don't know. I'm making it up. Because I just saw the Randy Johnson thing where
He's
he
the Randy Johnson
of.
No.
Say in
he is
Japan,
6'6".
he killed like 5 seagulls. Randy
Fujinami
Johnson's
could
got
be our
nothing on
Ricky
him.
Vaughn.
There it
You're damn
is.
right.
There it is.
He's 6'6",
6'6". Big guy. Those 102.
180.
Oh. He needs to eat some pork
Well,
chops
no,
and rice and beans.
Our ace, to our 2-time Cy Young Award winning ace, was really skinny.
Who's
He's like 6
that?
inches taller and 10 pounds
Who's
less.
that? Who are you talking about?
Our former ace. Remember how lanky he was, the 2-time Cy Young Award winner, World Series champion?
I don't know who you're talking about. Move it
Remember
along.
we named
Mofongo.
him DeGrom?
Move it along. Mofongo the
Yeah,
trader.
Cy Grum. No, I'm just saying that that the skinny kids can sling it.
Traitor!
Oh, come
Thank
on,
you.
Joe.
Thank you,
There he
producer.
goes, Keith.
Producer Joe is on point today, man. What happened to Keith? What did Keith say?
No, Keith left. He's left the building.
Oh, Keith left the building. Okay, all right. Must be a potty break again.
All right.
right.
Well, I think the only thing that we haven't talked about, unless
See?
unless you guys covered it, we talked about David Wright last week being at camp. Darryl Strawberry at camp this week.
We did
you know,
not talk
going-
strawberry.
Did not talk Strawberry. Okay, so
Did not.
so Strawberry's at camp, making the rounds. Whatever you feel about the turncoat skank Dodger.
No,
He's
no.
there.
Listen. He used to come visit us. He used to visit us at our job. Okay, so we got that on everybody else. I seen him there. Okay,
And
and he was in close proximity to me, so I forgive him. That's enough of a reason. Makes no sense. It makes no sense. I got nothing against Strawberry. He's a true Met, man. Every time you interview him, all he talks about is he bleeds the blue and orange. He said it many times. He's going to be retired this year. He's always wanted to. He said, "I made a mistake when I left the Mets." He said it. Okay,
Yeah.
so what's there to be mad at him about, dude? He comes to the camp. He's a preacher now. He does the right thing, allegedly, and So, what are you gonna say? God bless him.
That was fun.
We thought producer Joe kicked you out for something that you might have said.
No,
You were completely
well, it's always
gone.
possible too, but for some reason I just got booted right out.
How many years we've been doing this, and our production values are just getting worse every year? How is that possible? I thought we were much better.
I think whatever
You
just
said
happened might be a StreamYard thing,
production
because
value.
I didn't press anything, and then I just got booted. So
Some shit's going on. Well, anyway, we're talking about Darryl Strawberry being at camp, and I guess this is the forgiveness episode for Rodriguez, because talking about how he was.
I never had a problem with him. He is
No?
a scam. He is a
Uh-huh.
scam. Son of a gun. I didn't want to think about that anymore.
See,
Him and
but
Gooden.
he
Him and
owned
Gooden.
up to his mistake.
So did Gooden. They had a pretty good interview the other day. If you guys are out there, you Met fans, look it up on SNY. These two guys had real good interviews, and they spoke about their Mets times and how they regretted leaving, and that they're happy they're going to get retired as Mets. And they seem to be true Mets, so I got to give it to them. And they would have been true Hall of Famers, man, if it wasn't.
Oh, for
They
sure.
would have had some better coaching, better managing. They would have been really good. Oh, look at this guy. There he is.
Jason Vargas in all of his glory.
that's not even the bad picture. Really what I get.
No, that's not the one.
No,
Wow.
but that's pretty bad.
Yeah, well,
still.
listen, but
That's
so
horrible.
Strawberry owned up to, that he's obviously, that was the turning point of his life, not just his baseball career. It's, his
Absolutely.
life everything went to hell after that. And then,
Well, he wasn't a good boy in New York either, but he was
no, but he was like, it was his environment. It was like his vibe, his environment. So
went back
he
to
did his
LA.
things in New York, and then he went to LA and spiraled. Wasn't
He admitted that going to LA was the worst thing he
Stupid
could
LA.
have possibly done.
Stupid LA. Screw the Dodgers.
dude. They have all these players, and they've only won one championship in the last 20 years. So whatever.
Remember, I know he was a skank, and a lot of Mets are sore on that, but at that time, he was in such a place where nobody wanted to even have them on their team, and the Yankees were the only one that would sign him. So you can't blame him for going where the money is to make some money. I don't, at least, but yeah, it's in the past.
What was the final offer the Mets made to deGrom?
Oh my God.
I don't recall. It was a lot, and
Did we make an offer?
I thought we made an offer, and then Texas went above it, and the Mets had an expectation that deGrom would come back and counter, and he didn't. He just went right to Texas.
Traitor! Traitor! Traitor!
I wouldn't call him that if he went back to the Mets like he said he would, but he didn't. So yeah, he's a traitor.
He's a
If the
traitor.
Mets could have denied it, then that's on the Mets, right? But
He's a traitor.
he's a traitor. He is.
So he is.
Yeah,
Didn't want to pay the
baby.
taxes.
But
He's un-American. He's a communist. He didn't want to pay taxes.
That's a lot of money.
That's why he went to Texas.
We offered him 3 for 120, and he got 5 for 185. So he got more years,
more years.
Man.
I think also
$65 million more, and Texas.
Isn't there some kind of stipulation in his contract that if he has an injury year, they'll extend his contract another year or something ridiculous?
Yeah,
like
there was some weird
All he
shenanigans.
has to do is buy a gun, then he gets all the tax breaks.
Listen, I love deGrom as a Met, but his tenure with us and his injury history, I would never, ever, as an executive, agree to pay him more if he gets injured. That's just stupid. I mean,
He'll come back and pitch
Isaac.
5 games for them. 5 games.
This is completely unfair, Isaac. Calling him the 5 2/3 inning Superman deGrom.
No, it's right. He's right. He's right. Because if you pitch 7 innings, he'd be out for the next 2 weeks. Oh, I have a shoulder contusion. A contusion.
I'm trying to find the deGrom
It's a
bashing on our
contusion.
show sheet.
Stop.
I popped my
left
hemorrhoid
abundance
on an
of-
extra third of an inning, and I need to be out for a month.
Now you can go play with the sheep that he always dreamed about over in Texas.
I'm mad at the Mets. They didn't even get me a hemorrhoid pillow after I took the extra third of an inning and popped it.
There's gonna be a lot of pregnant sheep on his ranch.
Oh my god! All right. Well, on that note, we've covered a lot. A lot of shit has gone down on this show. Somehow it extended to an hour. I was gone for a bit. Keith was gone for a bit. Rodriguez held it down.
Wow, that's
Sit down.
unbelievable.
All right.
I'm producer
It was-
Joe
yeah.
and producer
What
1B Courtenay.
Producer
Cornet,
Joe
Rock the
and his assistant Cornet Vanderhoeven held it down.
Oh man. All right. Let's as we get look, March is tomorrow. Got just a few more weeks before kicking a high gear. The season gets underway. So over the next few weeks,
Can't
we'll
wait.
talk about what Mets were in the MLB top 10 list. And then obviously leading up to we'll get the show right before opening day. We will get to our projections for 2024. And maybe we take a look back at what we projected for last year. See how far
We're always pretty good.
standings
I
wise.
think we do very well on these projections.
Yeah, not far off. Producer Joe's just like the worst. Super far off. Every time.
He's
Hate does
purple.
that to you.
Two.
He's very purple.
Fell asleep.
Oh.
not sure
All right.
What a maroon.
Purple means-
Let's go round robin here.
What a
Hey,
maroon.
what a
Keith, what you got on the way out?
What a maroon.
See, he's there. He's listening.
He's always listening.
I can't wait to see what kind of talent we get from Toronto for Pete Alonso in our spring training trade. I can't wait to see what our patchwork starting five will do when the season starts.
Would you trade him for Vladdy?
I don't
Straight
know.
up, Alonso for Vladdy.
I don't know. Alonso's a
Straight
New
up.
York guy. That's a
Forget
whole
all
other
that.
question. We'll save that for next week.
Forget
But,
all
yeah.
that. Think about it.
Yeah,
That's your
that's a big
Terzio.
conversation that I think
Think
all of us will have
about
something to say on that. So that's a good topic for next week. But all kidding aside, sign Pete. As I said last week, I'll say it again this week. Sign Pete. Let's go Mets. Spring training is looking good. I hope I'm a little worried about the lineup. Hope it stands tall, and I hope Marte has an amazing year this year. Let's go Mets, baby.
Well, Marte in that action. Rodriguez, what you got on the way out?
Listen, all I want to give these guys is a lot of positive energy so they can stay healthy, man. Health will decide if this team makes the playoffs or not. It's as simple as that. They have some good talent. They have a lot of filling guys that can come in and give you a lot of energy. The young guys in the minors can come up for spots, and if they're clocking and they're doing well in the minors, bring them up for a couple of games in the majors to see how they do. Just use the hot iron. Throw it out there. Get the team going. Good health to the Mets. Let's go Mets.
Got a couple of early predictions in the chat. We won't go into ours yet, but Terzio says 84
Uh-oh.
wins. Cornet says 86 wins. Terzio
That's
says
good.
84 wins. Again, Christopher, let's go Mets meeting Hojo this Saturday in Syracuse. Say hi to Dad for me.
Let him know that his son runs the PWITV show.
Does great things.
He's a good guy.
Send a
sometimes.
check. All right, producer Joe, what do you got on the way out here?
I got nothing. Let's go Mets. We're going to a game next week, so we'll have a report from spring training.
We'll have a
Report
video
from spring
report
training.
from spring training.
Do it. Little live
Oh, sure.
on scene action. All right. Well, thank you very much for all that inspiration, Joe. As we head on out here, Rangers got themselves an enforcer. Let's go Rangers. Rangers doing well. Knicks playing well. New York teams. That that can vibe right into the baseball season
We could do
for
that.
the boys and queens. All
All
right.
As long as the Knicks are playing good, we're good.
That's right. Knicks playing good. Mets will play good. Get that blue and orange
The
just
blue and orange
vibe
thing.
going.
Yeah.
All right. That does it for us this week. We will bid you adieu. Keep updated on everything that's going on in the world of the
Deuces.
Mets in the group. And we will see you guys next week. Peace out, everybody. And let's go, Mets.
Yep.
Put up the box!